For older Australians requiring aged care services and for the families who want the best for their loved ones, this could be the transparency they've been calling for.
The official national launch of the Albanese government's star rating system for residential aged care facilities.
The long-promised aged care rating system allows Aussies to discover how each facility stacks up against the rest. Each home is assessed on criteria that include resident experience, quality of care, staffing levels and compliance with regulations. Those are used to establish an overall rating out of 5. The vast majority scored 3 or 4 stars. Just 1% of facilities received 5, with another 1% getting only 1 star.
Where you've got homes that are a 1 or a 2-star rating, you would find that the Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission would be aware of those homes and working with them to improve their performance.
The rating system was a key recommendation from the Royal Commission into Aged Care, which uncovered horrendous shortcomings sector-wide. The final report, titled simply
neglect. That was how they summed up the aged care system. And at the moment, that neglect has been magnified by the pandemic.
The pandemic continues to run rampant across hundreds of facilities, with experts warning of a surge in COVID-related aged care deaths this Christmas.
Today's a really important step in providing transparent information. It's taking us a lot further than we've been before, and it's really crucial that we use this transparency to drive improvements in service delivery overall.
The government says the system will be refined and updated over time. But for now, will a simple star rating system lift the quality of care for some of our most vulnerable Australians?
Professor Joseph Ibrahim leads the Ageing Research Unit at Monash University. He joins us now. Professor, what's your view of the star rating system?
The star rating system's really just window dressing. The government have called it, the government have announced it as a major step forward in both transparency and accountability, and in fact it's neither. And it's just a continuation of the problems that we've had with the previous government.
You don't think that perhaps maybe a public 1-star rating might prompt a facility to do better?
Well, no, I don't think so, because the aged care sector is not a free market. There's not a reliance on consumer forces to drive what they do. It's the responsibility of the regulator to make sure that there's a minimum standard met. It's the responsibility of the government to make sure that there's sufficient funding so that we have staff, enough staff, and staff who have the training that's needed, and neither of those conditions are being met.
Joseph, I wonder what you mean by window dressing though. My dad's in a nursing home. I looked it up today on the government website, was able to dive in and see the reasons for the star rating that it received. And I find that helpful because it means that I've got evidence to go to the home with if there's an issue. Why does that not start to shift the dial over time?
Well, I think it's too simplistic at the moment. So you're informed, you're able to deep dive into the components. The star rating's got 4 separate components to it.
Yeah.
They go through some complicated mathematics to arrive at a summary rating. Most people don't...
But respectfully, Joseph, you can go into each of those different categories and see what stars the facility received and then click a drop-down that gives you information about the reasons why. I actually found it really informative, and I feel that it would enable us as a family to go to the facility if there was a problem and point to that as a sort of basis for a conversation.
Well, it might be good for you as an introduction. The star ratings do not help me if I am a 95-year-old man with dementia who's at end of life and needs palliative care. I need a specific set of circumstances, as opposed to I'm a 70-year-old woman with heart failure and diabetes and wants to go out on a Tiger Moth flight now and again. The star ratings do not give you that degree of nuance. There is no accountability. So the notion that star ratings give you accountability is not true. Accountability means that you are answerable to someone and there is an action related. The only possible action at the moment is that for you to move your loved one out, which isn't possible. How do the star ratings work in small rural towns where you might have only one place? And if you don't have money, are you then consigned forever to go to a 1 or 2 star rated place? And if we think star ratings are so valuable, why aren't we star rating the public hospitals? Why aren't we star rating schools? We're not star rating other human services, but for some reason, this government and the previous government feel that by providing a restaurant-style star rating, this allows you choice, and it's not real choice.
Professor, we really appreciate your time tonight. Thanks.
It's a pleasure.